Happy March. This is going to be a big bang month and wanted to go over all the energy that's coming up, what to expect, how to use the energy, because not only is it a big month of change, it's going to be a big month of synchronicities and how to really work with this energy to manifest, because it will be a big one. If you're new to me, I am Vicki Miller, medium, psychic, energy healer for people and pets, author of the book Manifest Anything You Want in 30 Days, and have been working in the spiritual world for over 20 years. Make sure to check out my podcast on Spotify called Magical You. That's where I have tons of predictions and energy tips and manifesting tips and all kinds of things. And it's Magical Big You on Spotify. Okay, so let's get into March. When I channeled March, the words that came up was revisit, reset, and rebirth. And we're going to be talking about this. And we're going to be also talking about the major dates and energies we have. That's pretty much, this month is all about, it's like the energy of purging on steroids. Endings, major endings, major change. And, you know, when I look at it, if you are into tarot cards, I see the Tower. And the Tower, I know for a lot of people get scared. I actually see the Tower, the Wheel of Fortune, and also the Sun. So those are great energies to move into. And so I don't want anybody to fear this, because we do have a lot of things coming up. We have the two most major, well, I'm going to say they're all major energies. We have two eclipses. We have Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, spring solstice, year of 9, which is Indians, and the year of the snake. I mean, this is just, wow. Like, it's just the wheel. No wonder why I see the wheel. It's going to be Indians. So the things I wrote down, I first tapped into the energy. And will tell you, those of you that are new to Mercury retrograde, first of all, the biggest thing is Venus retrograde. Let's first talk about this. So not only do eclipses come into our lives, and we have the eclipse the 14th, which is the same day Mercury goes retrograde. So that's a big doozy day. And then we also have the second eclipse. So the first eclipse is always lunar eclipse, and then comes along the solar eclipse. So the lunar eclipse is the 14th, and the solar eclipse is the 29th. So when eclipses come, things will be eclipsing out of our life that no longer serves us. I like to say that we've outgrown. So this means relationships, jobs, friendships, could be places where you lived. You know, those things are going to eclipse out. Now, the other thing that happens is things eclipse in. So it's about releasing the stuff that we have outgrown. And you already kind of know this. It's already something that a couple months ago you're like starting to feel it, maybe irritated at work, or maybe your relationship started getting much more, you know, toxic or hard, or just a harder communication. Well, this is what is going to push it to break. And then on top of it, this is why I'm going to say a lot of relationships are going to be ending. And knowing that these relationships, they just have an expiration date, and they're, you've outgrown them. And just know also, I mean, if you're in a great relationship and there's no issues, then all these energies aren't going to affect you. It could actually eclipse in even a deeper relationship. So it actually could eclipse that in. But if it's, you know, you've been thinking back and forth, if it's been held on by a thread, I'll be really surprised if you move through this eclipse with that relationship, because we also have Venus going retrograde. Now, this could be friendships, this could be relationships with others, this could be relationships with your spouse, it could even be relationship with your work. It's relationships are with everything, right? Relationship with yourself. You know, think about the lower energies, or maybe the habits or bad habits you've had. You're going to allow those to eclipse out. So this is a major time of healing. Actually, it's a great time to healing, because if you're in a relationship, even if it's being in marriage, that you're going back and forth and you've outgrown each other a long time ago, or even just now, and you're trying to hold on to that, it's keeping you both back. So I think it's the best for everybody, right? And it's a universe way. So when eclipses come in, it happens for up to 6 months, and really for a year, but you're going to feel it the strongest the first 6 months. I think that March, I think we're going to feel it this month, because we have all the background energy here too, helping us really purge. And it's the universe's way of coming in and saying, you know, that's just not working for you. So we're going to take that from you. And it's going to happen really fast too. So it's not like, the relationship, you already knew it anyway. So this is just where it gets pushed further, and then it'll be eclipsing out. Now, the other thing to know when Venus goes retrograde too, this is the time for beauty. So it's eclipse of relationships, but also it's a time not to do any elective surgeries, especially beauty enhanced surgeries, things like that, because a lot of times you won't like whatever the procedure is. It could get botched, especially with Mercury. I would stay out of I would stay out of all surgeries, no matter what. If you don't have to, if they are elected this month, stay out, because we got Mercury retrograde too. Okay, so the other thing that happens this month is we have Mercury retrograde. Those of you that are new to Mercury retrograde rules communication. This means all communications, electronics. You go to tell somebody something, they'll hear something different. Emails, will get screwed up. I always hear this every Mercury retrograde, because on top of Mercury retrograde, truth comes out. So you could go to email somebody and you get somebody else's email, or I've even done this before. I went to text somebody and text the wrong person and didn't want the other person to see that text, things like that, where you're like, oh my God, I just did this. So things like that could go haywire. And I do feel we're going to have electrical haywire stuff kind of go on. And also know that, this is the time with flight delays. We've already been having a lot of the plane issues. So with the frequency and with all of that, absolutely, that could be getting more extreme, because just in general, Mercury going retrograde, we have issues with that. And then we have the eclipse on top of it, and the things that happen during the eclipse, me being a medium, people eclipse off the planet. This is a major portal for people to leave the planet. It's also a major portal for people to come onto the planet. So you could hear pregnancies. It's time when people get married, pregnancies, things like that too. So things leave our life, things bring into our life. And then on top of it, we have spring equinox. So this is just like door after door after door of opening up and releasing. But also it's going to open up to new beginnings, to new synchronicities, manifesting. So you got to think about it. Right now is a great time to release and even write down the things that you really want to look at and say, okay, universe, I really got to think about these things. I've been thinking about these questions that I have. Should I leave this relationship? Should I move? Should I change some habits? Whatever it is, write it down. And if you do want to release it, great time to go into forgiveness. Write out a whole bunch of letters to people, bomb it on a piece of paper, pretty much, burn it, and really let it go. The biggest thing person is yourself. This is a huge month for inner healing, for that child healing. Now, when we go through Mercury retrograde, and when I say yourself, write a letter to yourself. And at the very end, I forgive you, I forgive myself, and you burn it. This is a great time to let that go, okay? Because the past is going to show up in our life this month. And the past from 2006, 2007, I thought that was very interesting for myself, because 2007, my son was born 7/7/07, like my fifth kid. Thank God he was born 7/17/07, like all those sevens on your fifth kid. Because when you're trying to remember birthdays, I'm like, it's my fifth kid. And I thought it was very interesting for me to relook at what happened in 2007. Well, I gave birth to my son. And this year he's graduating high school and going to college. So it was like, wow, he's going to be an adult. I have to relook at this of the relationship, right? He was born, came out, now he's leaving another way, right? Into a different way in our relationship. So you got to think about things like that. So as we come through this, I want to make sure I got all the dates here. Oh, okay. So yeah, reset. So revisit. So go back to those things and relook at the things that you need to heal within inside yourself. And when I say revisit, always during Mercury retrograde, exes can come back in. So I've already seen two of my exes. So exes come back in, and this could be ex job, ex looking at things from the past. Even some of my books that I was looking at getting published before, now I'm looking at those. This is the time to go back into your home or environment or jobs or whatever, and clean up something you didn't get finished. Maybe you painted something and you halfway did your house and now you want to come in and do it. This is the time to do that. So it's reset. It's a time to look back over your things in your life that you want to purge out, clear out, you want to get done, and you want to move forward, because it's what's going to happen is April 7th, Mercury goes forward, which really we have 10 days after that too. 10 days before and 10 days after we have the effects of Mercury retrograde. You don't want to sign documents, big things. Make sure you look through them. If you do, if you've already started the thing, then that's okay. Like if you've already started put your house up for sale a month before, that's fine. But it's not a time you want to be like, oh, I'm going to just go launch this. You don't want to do that. The other thing you don't want to do is buy like cars, computers, anything with electronics. This is a time where those things could just crap out on you and be glitchy. And I do feel we're going to have major glitchiness. I see major glitchiness in the energy. So I mean like your phones and communication and, you know, electricity, things like that. The other thing I did see was big storms and big waves and shakeups, which means earthquakes. And if they do come, I'm also feeling that's probably going to be around the eclipse, so the 14th on. I feel the middle to the end of the month, probably right around the eclipse. The eclipse is going to do some major shakeups because it is eclipsing things out. So I do see major earthquakes, and yes, California is coming up big time because the Ring of Fire, anywhere around the Ring of Fire. Alaska is always another big hot spot for me. And then, you know, people have been asking me about Greece. I kind of feel that the island's just going to kind of crumble in. We're going to continue to see change and shifting in the whole entire world, the planet. And so I wouldn't be surprised if this is the month for major shakeups when it comes to earthquakes. And then I see tsunamis. I see major floodings. So I don't know if they're going to be like, yeah, I feel some big earthquakes, maybe even in the middle of the ocean, and then, you know, that could be a tsunami. Also with this too, you know, I stated a while ago, I see different animals coming up out of the ocean, and I guess there's been some of those poisonous belly snakes, but kind of in all places that they haven't seen in years. And that's what I feel. We're going to see more shakeups, because think about it. When there's an earthquake in the middle of the ocean, the animals come up. And I even feel this, you know, I remember seeing this too. I saw us seeing different animals in the ocean, and we've been already seeing the oar snake, or the oar fish is one. There was another crazy fish that looked like a monster that came up. We're going to continue to see like major things like that. Now, the other message I got too during this time, because I am an ocean person, love to go snorkeling, love to go in the ocean, and we have spring break coming up here, is and we just had the whales with the frequency, you know, I do feel, and I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I feel we're going to see more dead animals because of the sonar. And I also feel there's something within the ocean, because I can smell it and taste it, that the water's getting, I don't know, like not good, like bad, like I don't know, kind of toxic. But I also feel that with this energy coming in, it's going to be tense, right? And the animals are going to feel it. So this could be even your animals here. I'm a pet psychic. So, you know, animals are amazing at telling you what's going on. So they can also start to feel this and be kind of different acting. If you do have a dog, because I see more dogs that have seizures than horses, you know, this is a time where seizures is definitely could be very active, especially around March 14th when we have the eclipse and Mercury retrograde going in at the same time. So that could be a time where it's going to be very elevated. So the ocean, I also feel that sharks are going to get more aggravated. So we could hear more shark attacks. We could hear more, just different sea life, I feel, is going to be more active. And then, unfortunately, I do feel that more of them could also be dying because of the sonar and the frequency. And if you guys haven't listened to the other things or been hearing about how we moved into the North Pole and the frequency, I definitely feel that this is going to continue, especially this month. And I go over more on that on my podcast, A Magical You. Okay, so that's like a whole nother story. I just wanted to make sure you guys know this. So flooding, I do see flooding, fires. People have been asking me about fires. I do feel, it's interesting because when I tap in the energy, I feel there's going to be fires. I feel there's going to be kind of both fires and flooding. And the Mississippi River keeps coming up for me. So I've always felt of it as a vortex. And the other thing I see this month is sinkholes, major sinkholes, like kind of all over. I mean, I live in Florida where they've always had them, but I'm seeing these sinkholes I just see the earth really starting to break apart. And I feel this eclipse is going to be the time that starts this. So when these eclipses happen too, or I mean, when the sinkholes happen, I see us like finding different artifacts and cities and skeletons and giants. And I don't know, I kind of feel all of that. And then Antarctica really intrigues me. Intrigues me. I'm going to remote view that. I will put that on my magical you here soon on that, because there's so much interesting things there. And I definitely feel truth is going to be coming up. If you don't know about Antarctica, there's this ice wall, but is what really is intriguing to me on how every single nation has a piece of it, right? And nobody has been able to go there. And anytime they keep us away for something, there has to be a reason. And in World War II, Hitler actually went there, and supposedly they were fighting there, and supposedly they saw UFOs, and there's a whole bunch of sayings there. So I'm going to tap into that. I want to know more of that. The other thing that's going to happen in March is we are going to have truth. Truth is going to come out in so many ways, and there's going to be upheaval within the truth, because when truth comes up, people will be outraged because of all this. And we already have this, especially in the United States right now. We have so much anger going on with this. And I always see the time with anger is around Easter. So it wouldn't really surprise me if we start seeing anger and the inflammation of war and war talks and heated stuff going on. Now, I feel there's going to be kind of two different things when it comes to the talks of war and nation. Is some will eclipse out. I also feel some leaders will eclipse out, which means pass away. I don't know. I know you guys are going to ask me about Trump. I do feel more toward the end of this month. There's something about Trump. I feel Trump is trying to get all this stuff done really fast and all the change really fast. A couple different reasons. Obviously, he is aware that people are going to try to, somehow do something to him. I also feel that. But I also feel his health, because we have eclipse time. So eclipse is for elderly, not that he's that old, but he is on that eclipse kind of thing. So I don't know. I'm feeling that he could, or somebody could try to take him out again. I do feel by the end of March, April time, we're going to see some different change around him. But I also feel that there's going to be some big leaders that are going to be eclipsing out, and they could be eclipsing out literally through death, or they could be eclipsing out through no longer being in charge. I feel that I'm actually seeing 2 to 3 leaders around the world. I don't think it's going to be Trump, but I do feel that they're going to, and we're going to see something too, as I'm reading it right now. We're going to see something with Russia. There will definitely be some change. So what I said before, where some will be eclipsing out of war, some will be eclipsing into war. I don't know. Russia and Ukraine, I feel that there's going to be talks and there's going to be some change going on with that there. I do not watch the news. All I know is what I see when I do readings. I don't watch any of this. I don't get caught up in all that. I'm not political and don't want to be. First thing in my book, Manifest Anything You Want in 30 Days, is not to get into the stress or drama or fear. And so this is why I don't. So also the way. So revisit, reset. So reset. So this is a huge month of rebirth. I do feel this is the falling. I keep hearing the falling of Babylon. So to me, it's just crumbling down, crumbling down, crumbling down. It's going to be so fast that we're going to see so much change so fast. And when this happens, a lot of people go into fear, right? But I don't want you to go in fear. Know that if anything's taken out of your life, and everything worldwide, because, we're going to see so much change worldwide, that it's all for our highest good. And to get as grounded as you can, drink tons of water as you can, get away from the news, get away from social media, get away from the stuff that makes you feel scared, because that's what's going to happen. I mean, we're going to hear and see all these things, and wherever you put your energy into, you're going to get more of. So if you're fearing something, you're going to get more fear. If you're in anger, and I see so much anger right now going on, it's in the United States, it's just pathetic. It's ridiculous. And it's only affecting you. So if you're in that anger, if you're over there with your opinion and you're angry and you're not being heard and you just go deeper and deeper into that, that energy, it's only affecting you. So this is why it's so important, especially in March, to drop it. Like, let it go. Let go of the stuff that worry you. Let go of the anger. Let go of that. That anger is just poison in your veins. And it's a beautiful time right now because the universe is saying, hey, let me take this. Because the flip side of this is you're going to see manifesting happening so fast in your life. Synchronicity showing up. People showing up for you. So if you're in the energy of anger, you're going to have a lot more of that coming right into your life. And you don't want that, right? So I also see people will be making quick decisions. So when those things come along, and I do feel some of this is going to be weather related. So if you are anywhere weather related, it's going to be big. Just think of March as big. Everything's going to be big. So if they say, hey, there's a storm coming, it's going to be big. So be prepared. Okay. Make sure you're prepared. Make sure you're, just be aware, be prepared. And don't be in fear. I would definitely also have, like me, I have always extra water because we are going to start seeing some things with the water worldwide. Water is going to start being an issue. We're going to see major flooding, and then we're going to see toxic water. I know many of you guys are going to ask me too about sickness and health and viruses and things like that. I feel the truth is going to be coming out about that. I really don't see any big viruses right now other than the normal ones, because I also feel that people know now what they're doing. And just recently it's been amazing. Like, our skies have been so blue. I've been like, wow, this is like amazing. And I've been feeling it in my even just breathing. There hasn't been so much chemicals with the chemtrails. It's like, oh my God, it's been so amazing recently. I know that's not everywhere, but here in Florida it's been. But I do feel that there's going to be more awareness when it comes to health stuff, especially here in the United States, where we have Kennedy coming in, and there's going to be a lot of bickering there, as there always is, but I do see that starting to be cleaned up, and we're going to have a lot of the truth within that in March. So March is going to be the month where the truth is going to be coming in about the money, about sex trafficking, about all of this stuff that has been going around for forever. And it's awesome. It's an awesome time for the truth to come out. And we've been lied to for so many years. And this is where a lot of people are going to be irate. Now, there's also going to be a major division. And that's where I see this starting this month even more. We're already starting to do many different timelines. But I see people can choose. And it's going to be much more divided. Everybody's coming into awakening. And you're going to start feeling more. You're going to start telepathically feeling more. You're going to start sensing more. And so knowing that telepathically, what you feel, you're going to get creative ideas. You're going to start seeing more, sensing more, even maybe premonition for some of you guys. Trust them. This is the time right now to trust. Now, the other thing happening in March is we're Neptune, dreamy. Dream. Go back to daydreaming. Put those thoughts out there. This is the form of manifesting so fast, where the higher, more energy you put into that, the more energy you believe, the more energy you feel that coming to existence. Is going to happen like this, because quantum leaping is going to happen really fast. And this is where I'm seeing there's going to be kind of two different worlds for people to be in. And this is why a lot of people are going to change friendships. You're going to change places. You're going to change homes. You're going to change because you're no longer going to be or understand or feel like you fit in a certain area. Maybe all of a sudden, you were with friends that were partiers, and now all of a sudden you're like, that just doesn't feed my soul anymore. It's just not who I am anymore. And you're going to want to not be that person anymore, and you're going to crave something else. And also know that more like-minded people will also eclipse into your life. So it's a big month for change. I mean, tremendous change. I can't stress this enough. I mean, all of these. So then we have spring equinox. Spring equinox is the time to plant the seeds on what you want to grow. So I mean, how cool is this? The eclipse is coming out to pull the weeds out. Be thinking of that. What's a weed in my life? Write down the weeds in your life. And they can also be negative thoughts, self-sabotaging ways, all those things too. And burn them. Burn your weeds. Get rid of your weeds so the sun can come in. What do I want to plant? Really look at this. Now, when you look at that, what belief do I need to change to match this? Maybe you need to change your circumstances. Maybe you need to change your job. You can't grow a new you can't grow the sun if you're in a job that is suffocating you and making you feel ill and you isn't helping you grow. So yeah, it's a time to take risk. It's a time to jump off that cliff, not literally, but jump off that cliff and trust that the universe is here supporting you, because the universe is always here to support you. But it's up to you to let go, to jump, and to trust. And that's what this month is. We're going to have so much change that it's going to happen so fast. And the more you can keep on up-leveling, you're going to love it. Now, like I said, there's two different options, because there's going to be those people that up-level and use this and just run and fly and go fast. And there's the people that aren't. There's the people that are going to stay down here and continue to bitch and complain and see all the ugly stuff in the world. And they're going to get much more of that so fast. I just posted today. You will always find what you will see. Whatever you see, you will find. If you see the world as beautiful and amazing and nature and just this amazing place, you're going to find it. If you see the world as people fighting and ugly and the president being so-and-so and war, you're going to find it. So it's seriously that's what we're going to see. And in the new world, that's exactly what March is about. Is there's no longer going to be middle ground. You're going to have to make a choice of which way do I want my life to be. Do I want to be stuck behind and live in the old traditional ways? Then you're going to have a really hard time. Or do I want to up level and start working with energy and start seeing where I need to work on me, and I need to heal myself, and I need to let go of some things and situations in my life, including my own stuff. Then if you do that, that is going to really up-level your life and propel you into April and the rest of this year manifesting like crazy. So I can't stress this enough. It's a magical, big month. So it's big. Okay? So I hope this serves you guys. I am doing my VIP healing days and love to help you elevate and clear out your stuff. Do those through Zoom. You can check out all of the rest of the things that I do to help you. And many of you have asked me about my goddess retreat. It's getting finalized here. I think it's going to be in May in Ocala. Can't wait to be in nature and with my goddesses and help you heal. So have a magical March. Go check out my website, vicki-miller.com, if I can help you in any way. Namaste.